A paralyzed care recipient embraces vegetarianism and does recycling. We meet a young vegetarian who encourages other people to go meatless. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. Young Ziyou is a Tzu Chi care recipient in Quanzhou, China. 13 years ago, she injured her back. As a result, she became partially paralyzed. With the help from Tzu Chi volunteers, she slowly recovered. Now she also does recycling and has become a vegetarian. On this day, Tzu Chi volunteers want to clean up her home so she can have more room to do recycling.
早遇到这个媳妇，我的人生就不是这样，就是我就可能不会变成这样，就会变成可以行动的，去跟他一起去付出了。
The volunteers walk to this apartment 30 times a year.
I feel I meet the volunteers more often than my own relatives. I don't see them as fellow volunteers, but my family.
Once she was so mad after arguing with her husband, now she jumped into a well, causing her paralysis. She now receives rehabilitation, but she is not alone.
We saw her lying in bed and suffering because of back sores and constant bleeding. The back sores were so deep that it had reached the bone. So we suggested her to go to the hospital for treatment. Now she has recovered and also feels very positive, so we are happy for her.
The second part of her life is now dazzling, because doing recycling at home has become her favorite thing. However, the house is messy and there's a need for more room.
She sits in the wheelchair, so it's not convenient for her to come in here. Now we are helping her tidy things up, so she can have a bigger space for her to do recycling.
As I see it, what our sisters are doing is helping people. And when I see everyone, I feel everyone in the family is nice to me, and I'm satisfied with it.
She is now bothered by the thoughts and is now trapped by her physical restriction. She is also learning how to cook vegetarian food. Just like the meaning of her name in English, freedom, she is now free both mentally and physically.
As part of the efforts to combat the epidemic, many churches have had to suspend acts of worship. Apart from lack of spiritual support, many people continue to suffer from lack of food. Fortunately, timely assistance from Tzu Chi helped the residents.
Our parish is a very vibrant parish, so there is activity here normally every day. And on Sundays, we would have towards 1,000 people here. So it is quite different, but we know that people do participate, so say spiritually, virtually. It is bad that people cannot be here. The good, so say, is that we discover the value of it and how much we kind of thirst for it.
We have a very ample community of Hispanic people who've lost their jobs. There are people who've been affected with COVID-19. There are a lot of people who need food right now.
I was out of job before the pandemic, so I have been at home for 2 months with the children without working.
Bye.
In my family, in my home, there are 4 children and 4 adults. We don't have jobs and we are not receiving any help. Some of us are also undocumented, but we still need to survive.
It's not surprising that the vast majority of people infected with the virus are Hispanic and also African American. Our people are unprotected.
Today, we're getting food from the food pantry at the church. It's helpful, anything that helps.
We were giving water and vegetables.
Today, I don't know how many came. I didn't have the official count, but around 80 to 100 families came for food.
One of the things that we got from Tzu Chi Foundation, apart from the food and some cleaning goods, we as well got some masks, and we tried to put to every package that we were giving, as we were giving a few masks. So I think it was a very welcome item.
If we don't have masks, how are we going to protect ourselves? How are we going to go outside? Some places don't even let you come in without a mask and gloves and all this precaution. It's good, too. You don't want to spread the disease.
Receiving masks is really important for the situation that we are in. Because of the epidemic, we need to protect ourselves and others.
I think that this is also the job of a priest. We are not just sitting at a desk waiting for someone to come. We're sitting in the confessional to listen to their sins. This is a direct connection between people. Right now, I don't care if you've sinned. Right now what matters to us is that you have something to eat.
Despite the epidemic, Tzu Chi Singapore chapter still carries out its charity work. Therefore, Tzu Chi recruited care recipients who have taxi driver's licenses to form a team to carry out logistic tasks.
平时这个时候是很多车的，必须要走这个如龙一山车去那个越南东。
The COVID-19 epidemic has impacted the land transportation industry in Singapore. The government has lifted its restriction in April to allow the use of taxis for grocery and food deliveries till September.
For example, some Tzu Chi care recipients are taxi drivers, and Tzu Chi needs to do logistic services. Therefore, we initiate the program of cash for relief to help them get through this epidemic.
As taxi drivers, they responded to the recruitment of Tzu Chi and joined the ranks of a driver team. Their duties are to assist in the delivery of masks, computers, and other logistic tasks during this period.
It is good to have extra income, especially when the economy is bad. It will definitely help us. Working with Tzu Chi is a very happy process. It's great to help others with a compassionate heart.
Due to the epidemic, Tzu Chi reached out to help care recipients while also creating opportunities for them to help others, forming a win-win situation.
Tzu Chi volunteer Shu Zi in Taichung suffered from a major illness 8 years ago. She feels related to environmental pollution. Therefore, she has been going to schools to tell students about the importance of environmental protection.
Volunteer Shu Zi came to a kindergarten to talk to the children about environmental protection.
Everyone thinks that plastic bags are very convenient to use, right? But in Taiwan, we use about 150 million plastic bags a year.
A major illness 8 years ago that made Shu Zi feel her illness was due to the environmental pollution. So she vowed to go to schools to promote environmental protection.
If water is polluted, soil will be polluted and crops will be polluted. If you eat them, you'll become sick. I hope that the air I breathe is clean, the water I drink is clean, and the food I eat is healthy. So I vowed to give the talk 1,000 times. I've been upholding it to this day, and that was about 4 years ago.
That was 4 years ago when she had given the talk 1,000 times. Not long ago, she has given the talk 2,000 times, and now she is heading towards 3,000 times.
I don't buy many clothes, I just wear this uniform every day, and I feel blessed every day.
The volunteers also teach children how to sort the recyclables.
The children can really do recycling, and they'll learn that they do this to love the earth.
These children have learned to do recycling at a young age, so this concept has been planted in their minds.
Students in Taiwan must wear masks while attending class. However, it's inconvenient to wear a mask during music class, especially when they have to practice their instruments. This is why the teacher at Tongling Elementary School has led her students to make their own face shields for class.
These musicians are rehearsing for the upcoming graduation ceremony, and in order to protect themselves from respiratory droplets, they have donned homemade face shields.
The first time I made it, I used clear file folders, but it was not opaque enough. I then thought of using transparency sheets, and it yielded the best result.
It's low cost and reusable.
It's clear, and I can see the music sheets better.
Including the volunteers, everyone is making DIYs to make life a little easier during this time. Tongling Elementary is one of the schools that was rebuilt from the 921 Project Hope. The community's reading library has a clock on the tree, which is purposely stopped at 1:47 to serve as a reminder of what they have gone through. Yet lately, the students have noticed the clock hands have moved.
There have been incidents of earthquakes lately. We secured the clock hands, but due to the shakes, they moved a bit. It's also a bit of a good way to review, as the buildings Tzu Chi built for us are fine despite the earthquake.
The community reading station is currently being used by volunteers and students, but as the pandemic is under control, it is estimated it will open to the public during midsummer, so more people can gain a love of reading.
From Fujian's Zhangzhou, city volunteer Wang Jingzhu visited Hualien's Jingsi abode in 2013 and made a vow to be a vegetarian. Her health took a turn for the better, and she got pregnant in 2017. Her son Chen Zhongyi has since been born and is a vegetarian as well.
3-year-old Chen Zhongyi and his mother heads to his grandparents' house and finds them busy in the kitchen cooking.
I'm not opposed to it. I really have to thank my mother because she has such a kind heart, and she will proudly tell others that her grandson is a vegetarian.
When everyone is enjoying the meal together, Zhongyi is thankful for having vegetarian options. He also tries to convert the meat eaters into vegetarian ones.
He tries to convert me. He'll ask me to eat vegetarian food with him.
Parent Wang Jingzhu made a vow to be vegetarian in 2013. And with the full support of her family, she had a vegetarian pregnancy and gave birth to Zhongyi in 2017. According to medical data, Zhongyi's health is excellent.
Especially when we do physical exams, his results are often above average.
We did the trace element examinations, and the results came back good, such as iron and calcium levels.
Children are naturally active, but he has his moments of quiet time. Zhongyi listens to the sutra chanting each day, which has inspired his father to memorize the sutra words.
His concentration is probably better than most children of his age.
From when he started to talk, Zhongyi visited the Tzu Chi office often and has learned many Tzu Chi songs, especially the ones talking about vegetarianism.
In Tzu Chi kindergarten in Penang, Malaysia, education has influenced many students and even their parents to become vegetarians. Among them is a pair of young siblings.
Switching from a meat diet to vegetarian diets, the little brother and sister promote vegetarianism actively through phone calls during movement restriction order.
I asked my family, friends, uncle and grandpa to adopt a vegetarian diet with me because we need to protect animals.
I'm afraid little animals will be eaten up.
The teachers at Tzu Chi kindergarten have a great impact on children because they always tell children that the animals are alive. I believe that as the children listen more, they would know life is precious and hence do not want to harm animals, so they are willing to go meatless.
Their grandma, who is responsible for preparing meals, also knows how to cook a nutritious and balanced diet with dietary fiber, protein, and starch for the whole family.
I think I did the right thing to lead my children to become vegetarian, which I don't regret. Because of this, they have cultivated compassion, which will accompany them for a lifetime.
The novel coronavirus makes this family have a firmer belief in vegetarianism. They will continue to cultivate compassion and kindness every day.
The Tainan DaAi Kindergarten held a little chef activity to promote vegetarianism. The children are guided to cook simple meals for their parents. They even invited their friends, families, and friends to embrace vegetarianism.
Wearing a headscarf, the children of the Tainan DaAi Kindergarten became little chefs to promote vegetarianism.
I've been doing vegetarian meal boxes since March. I've also practiced eating vegetarian meals for 108 days. I also invited my father to eat 108 vegetarian meals.
I've called my grandparents and also my parents' friends and asked them to eat vegetarian food for 3 meals or either 1 meal per day.
We promote eating 108 vegetarian meals to the children. Then they go back home and call their relatives and friends, even their grandparents, to practice adopting vegetarian diet together.
With teachers' guidance, the students learn to make simple vegetarian meal boxes for their parents.
We'll practice adopting vegetarian diet with her, at least 1 to 2 meals per day. Sometimes we even go vegetarian for 3 meals a day.
Through this activity, she will tell our family members to adopt a vegetarian diet. She says that it is not only good for our health, but also good for Mother Earth.
The children's mindfulness has touched the hearts of parents, and they've all adopted a vegetarian diet not only to save lives, but it's also the best prevention during the pandemic.
People now wear shorts and t-shirts because the weather has become hotter and many people want to lose weight. On the internet, there are rumors that one can achieve fast results with a fruit-only diet. Does this method really work? Let's hear what nutritionists have to say about this.
When the summer comes, many people start to pay attention to their body image. It says on the internet about losing weight through eating fruits, and you can lose weight quickly through this way. However, does it really work?
If you only eat fruits to lose weight, you'll lose weight but also water from your body. The main components of fruits are glucose, so you lack protein and fat. And after a long time, you'll suffer from malnutrition, and you'll also gain the weight back. So this isn't a very good way to lose weight.
Fruits have vitamins and fibers, but it does not mean that more fruits the better. The nutritionist suggests that you can choose the fruits with low glycemic index to reduce the large fluctuation of your blood sugar.
A healthy adult can have 2 to 4 portions of fruit every day, and the amount of every portion is about the size of your fist. I would suggest the fruits with low glucose and high fiber, such as apple, guava, mandarin orange, and orange. They are all good choices.
People love eating watermelon and lychee in the summer, but these fruits can raise your blood sugar levels, so you must not eat too many of them. However, you cannot control your weight just by fruit consumption alone. The nutritionist wants to remind people that they should also exercise and have the right lifestyle. They should reach a balance in every aspect and practice a healthy lifestyle for a long time.
While most people might think that picture books are for children, many adults are falling in love with picture books. These adult readers then find other ways to explore their potentials in drawing. In recent years, there have been many illustration classes, and their students include many retired people or working class. Picture books are not only for young readers, as the words can inspire people. After retiring from her job at a kindergarten, Yu Shuying once felt that she could no longer compete with the new generation. Then she read a picture book that depicts an old lion who felt that he has lost his value. From helping a bird lay eggs, the lion regained recognition. Yu felt that she could relate to the old lion.
He was the king of all animals, but he felt useless after he got old. Back then, I also felt that way about myself.
Currently, Yu joins picture book study group to share her thoughts with everyone. During her spare time, she also works as a caretaker for new mothers. Like the character in the book, she has found her life value again. Therefore, the publishing companies have realized there's a market for older readers. They started to publish picture books for readers of all ages. In the book, there's no phonetic notations, as the books emphasize they're for readers of all ages, including adults.
In fact, adults can read characters, so there's no need for phonetic notations.
When people of all ages read picture books and even discuss their content, some people thought, why don't we try making it? Currently, there are many illustration classes for adults. The theme of this illustration class is letter in a bottle. Most of the students are housewives or retired people who are more than 50 years old. Everyone has come here to explore their potentials.
My biggest change is that I feel calm. I usually draw for 1 to 2 hours. This way I would not slack off at home. I am determined to draw pictures.
From my observation, many people have dreams about drawing. They hope one day they can draw certain pictures.
The illustration teacher said that adults who learn to draw has increased over the years. It is related to the popularity of picture books. Among the students, Lai Zhongwen turns her pictures into greeting pictures to be sent to her friends and relatives.
Almost every day I add greetings to my pictures and line them to my friends.
Another illustration student, Cai Li Chen, is more than 60 years old. She's outstanding in the class as her works are colorful and abstract. As she draws the story in her mind, she has proven that creation has nothing to do with one's ages.
I bought a puppet, a wooden puppet. After I went on a tour, I realized its relationship with the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I think they are related and it is fun. Since the Leaning Tower of Pisa is large and the puppet is small, I reversed their sizes. I thought it was fun to draw such a picture.
While some people are attracted by the art of picture books, others want to create some works. Picture books have inspired people to explore their potentials. As one flips through the pages, we might fall in love with the wonderful world of illustration and words. In the Philippines, 2 fires broke out in the slum areas of Manila. Upon learning of the news, city volunteers deliver daily supplies to the fire survivors. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.